This conference will now be recorded.
Hello guys, welcome back. So once again, enterprise structure, and now here practically I'll show you how we are going to set up this company code, business area, etc. Right? So creation and assignment both will be there, that I'll show you practically. So now here what you have to do, guys, in the previous lecture already I have shown you guys like how to install this SAP. So hope you all are having like SAP server is ready with you, and if it is ready, then you need to double click on your login pad which is there on desktop, and once you double click, then this is going to open. Now so here you need to, whatever SAP fico or whatever descriptions you have given, you just need to double click on that to log in into SAP, and then you have to give your ID and password, whatever your ID which you have received, that you have to give your ID, whether it is like given by me or else if you are already having, then you can use that. Okay, so now here we have logged in. How to now? So here, if you talk about the configuration, guys, configurations can be done in two ways. Configurations means like, first of all, as I said, like we have to set up company, we have to set up company code, right? We have to set up business area also. So now how to set up this, in the sense how to configure these things into SAP, guys. So we are having two things. Okay, either you can use path or you can use transaction code. What is this path and what is transaction code, guys? I'll show you here. Okay, this is what the example which I've quoted in the previous session. From here onwards itself I'm going to start. Now let's suppose we are having like say for example, okay, so certain destinations A, B, C, D, and E. So let's suppose from here we are going to start our journey, and this is our destinations where you have to reach, right? So how it is possible, guys? We are having two way, right? We are having two way. Of course, we are going to use either like you can say like two way in the sense like you have to start your journey from A, right? I'll just do one thing. Okay, so we are going to start our journey from here, and then finally we can reach here, right? So how we can say like through roadways, by road, right? By road. Okay. Now even we are having another options also. By air also you can reach, guys. So by road, if you are going to like, let's suppose here, by air also we can reach directly. Okay. So now if you talk about by road, this is by road is nothing but it is called path. Okay, in SAP we are having path, and also I said transaction code. And transaction code is nothing but I said like by air. So this is nothing but called transaction code. It is also called T code in short form. Okay, so this is how, either like by road means from A to B, B to C, C to D, and D to E. So it's going to take some time. And by air, if you're going to travel directly from this destination to this destination, in between whatever is there is not coming into picture. So either you can apply here in SAP also, if you have to configure something, you can either apply, you can go through path or you can go through transaction code. I'll tell you now, there are multiple people. If you like, if you multiple trainers are having different point of view, they will say that to become a good consultant, you have to use path, right? Somebody will say that no, it's not like that. Better to use transaction code, by which by this you can be able to save your time. So I'll tell you guys, don't be confused. Neither path nor transaction code is going to make you a perfect consultant, right? Even if you mugged up all the path, even if you mugged up all this transaction code, So by mugging up the path or transaction code, you are not going to become a consultant. It is a kind of medium, right? With the help of path, you are going to reach at like certain point. Like let's suppose if you have to if you have to configure your company code. So how, where you are going to get this setting, how to do this configuration. So you have to reach, if you are trying to reach till that configurations point, right? So how you are going to reach? You are going to reach with the help of path, or else you are going to reach with the help of transaction code. Path means certain, like I told you, from A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, finally you are going to reach. Or else with the help of transaction code, directly you are going to reach at your destinations, right? So neither path nor transaction code is going to make you a perfect consultant. It's only your understanding, the as much as knowledge of like understanding about the logics and all. If you know this logic and all, then only you are going to become a perfect consultant. Okay, so try to understand those logics and all. Here in my configurations, I'll use both. I'll use, for some of the configurations I'm going to use path also, some of the configurations I'm going to use transaction code also. But whichever configurations documents are there in configurations document here, like for every configurations document I've given, path also I've given, and transaction code also I've given. Whichever you feel easy, you can use it. There is no any kind of restrictions that I'll never say that you have to follow path or transaction code. Whatever you are going to feel easy, you can use it. There is no any such kind of restrictions. Okay, even in real time also, once you become a consultant, there is no such kind of this one that you have to must follow the path or transaction code. Whatever you wish, you can follow, guys. Okay, so now as I said, like we have to configure. So first of all, here, come on here, guys. Now I said, like, first of all, what we are going to set up, we are going to set up Tata Group into SAP. Okay, so Tata Group is going to be set up as a company. Group company is going to be called as, into SAP language, it is called company. How it is going to be? So if you have to use path, first of all, this is called command box, right? Here you are going to give a command like SPRO. Okay, SPRO, press enter, and then you need to click on reference IMG, right? Second step. In third step, you have to expand this enterprise structure. In fourth step, you have to expand definitions. Fifth step, you have to expand financial accounting. And then look at here, we are having defined company. So in sixth or seventh step, you have to click on execute button, and then you are able to, here you can click on new entry, and then we are going to configure company. 6-7 steps are there, guys, right? First of all, you have to given like SPRO, then IMG reference, then we are having enterprise structure, under that we are having definitions, then financial accounting, and then define company. So 6 steps are there, right? Now open one more screen, create a new session. Okay, so here, instead of, now here, so we are into this define company. So now first of all, you just come back from here, you come back, then only you will be able to, once I come back, now you just come on second. So now 6 steps we have followed. Now if you have to define company with the help of transaction code, that first one is path, as I told you, A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, like that. And here transaction code means we are going to use a transaction code OX15 and press enter. So look at here, guys, directly within a second we have reached here. So that's what I said, it's totally your wish. If you want to follow transaction code, you can follow transaction code. If you want to follow path, you can follow path. Anything is up to you, whichever you feel easy, you can. I generally, if you're going to ask me, honestly, I'll tell you guys, I always prefer the transaction code. If I don't know transaction code of any particular configurations, in that case only I'm going to use the path and all. Okay, and it's if you talk about the transaction code, remembering the transaction code or like path and all, I never remember transaction code, I never remember path also, in the sense I do not mug up these things and all. Okay, so here, once you do the practice, guys, there are multiple transaction code which is going to be quite, you guys are going to be quite familiar with those things and all. So don't be what to say, don't try to run behind this path or transaction code and all, because there are multiple things to learn in SAP. Okay, so now here, whether you use path or transaction code, So here I have used transaction code, right? Now click on new entry, and we are going to define here a company, right? So company is going to be defined here, guys. So you have to, I will just give one thing here. You have to give a code first of all. Okay, so TT ZRP, let's suppose code I have given. Now, if you are going to give a code, so what is the use of this code also, guys? I'll explain you, don't worry. First of all, maximum 6-digit code you can give, and minimum 1-digit code also can be. Okay, 1 to 6. If you talk about the length of this field, 6-digit is there, right? And then Tata group, right? Street here, I can give, like, let's suppose anything, like here 123 street, a particular PO box details, or else like here postal code, just give any city can be given, guys, country, then language key, and your currency, whatever currency is there, you can give it here, and then you can save it. Okay, you can save the transactions. So once, if you're going to save it, control S, if you're going to save it, look at here, for you guys, what kind of things will appear for you guys? What will happen, like this one also will be blank, and here this one also will be blank. This is called transport request. A transport request is getting generated. Okay, a transport request is getting generated. What is the logic, what is the use of this transport request behind that also? What to say, this is again a separate explanation is required for this one, but right now, as I told you, in a single session it is not possible to explain each and everything. So right now, whatever configurations we are going to save, guys, those configurations are going to be saved on a particular transport request. Okay, so here what you need to do, for you, this request number is also blank, description is also blank, you just need to click on create request. Okay, and here you can give, look at here, short descriptions, and then click on save button, click on save button. So what we have done, we have created company, right? Look at here, quite easy, we have created company. Now the next one is called company code. Okay, so next one is called company code. So now we'll do one thing, how we are going to define the company code, right? How we are going to define the company code, I'll show you.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, guys, so actually by mistake that I clicked on this one, recording was stopped. So anyway, now nothing to be worried about. So what we have done, guys, we have defined company, right? We have defined company. Now we are going to define company code. Company represents what, guys? Company represents group company. The next step, we are going to define company code, right? Here we have to define company code. Tata Motor. As I told you, now we are going to do implementation, so we have to define Tata Motor. When Tata Steel is going to be defined, guys, later. Once the implementation is done for Tata Motor, then the next after that, for Tata Steel, rollout is going to happen. So again, next time Tata Steel is going to define, for that also multiple configurations need to be done, right? So right now we are doing configurations for, in the sense, implementation for Tata Motor. So it is going to be set up. Tata Group we have created in the form of company. Now Tata Motor is going to be set up in the form of company code. So how to set up this company code, guys? Again, either you can use path or transaction code. As I told you, now you can follow anything. Here in my configuration document, I have given path, transaction code both. You can follow anyone. I'm going to use transaction code. So OX 15, sorry, OX02 is the transaction code to define your company code. OX02. Okay, press enter. Now click on new entry, and here company code, I'm going to give any 4-digit code need to be given. Okay, now so here TM00, and here I'm going to give Tata Motor, let's suppose, and city you can give any city, guys, whatever country, whichever country you want to give. So, and that particular country currency also you need to give, and then language I'm going to give, and control is save it. So now once you save it, this next screen is appearing. So here once again you are going to, like, let's suppose Tata Motor, right? Apart from this, all the complete address we are going to give. Right now I'm just going to give here country code only. Why? Because country code is a mandatory field here. If you don't enter, look at here, this is a mandatory field. If you don't enter country code, and if you press enter, system will not allow you to proceed further. So whatever mandatory fields are there, you must have to specify the details in that. So I'm going to specify country code here and press enter. Now look at here, transport request is getting generated. So automatically what is happening, guys, by default, whatever your previous TR is there, that is going to be shown by system. Is going to recommend that, do you want to save the current changes also in the current configuration also on the same transport request? So I'll tell you guys, don't create a new transport request unless you know the logic behind that, right? So you just do one thing, save here this one, in the sense this configuration also we are going to save on the same transport request. Okay, now so what we have done, we have defined company, it means group company. Then we have defined company code, right? Now this Tata Motor I have defined, right? And this Tata Motor is the subsidiary of Tata Group. Tata Group also we have defined here into SAP, in the sense I have configured Tata Group also, and under that we are having like Tata Motor, so this Tata Motor also I have configured. Now this Tata Motor is the subsidiary of Tata Group, that I know, and even you guys also know because you are listening this lecture, right? So I know that this is the subsidiary of Tata Group. You guys also know this is the subsidiary of Tata Group. What about SAP? How SAP will come to know that this Tata Motor is subsidiary of Tata Group? How SAP will come to know that there is a link between Tata Motor and Tata Group, right? So what we have to do now, we are going to assign this company code with the company, okay, or else you can say company with the company code. It means we are creating a link between company and company code, in the sense company equals to group company and company code equals to subsidiary, right? Now one more thing I'll explain here, guys, based on what we are going to set up the company code, right? So I'll tell you, based on what you are going to set up the company code, say for example subsidiary, if you talk about Tata Motor, if you talk about Tata Steel, how we have decided that this is going to be company code? So I'll tell you guys, a group company, if you talk about the reporting means I'm talking about financial statement. So company code is always going to be created like based on this financial statement basis, in the sense like for Tata Motor, separate set of financial statement is going to be published. For Tata Steel, separate set of financial statement is going to be published. For Tata Chemical, separate set of financial statement is going to be published. Why? Because Tata Motor is going to be listed in stock market as a separate entity. Have you find like any listing for Tata Group, guys? No, this is a group organizations, it's okay, but subsidiaries are listed in the stock exchange, right? Whether it is MNC company, Indian company, US company, UK, Australia, whatever the countries are there, every countries are having multiple organizations. So now if you talk about a particular group company is there, but in that multiple subsidiaries are there. So those subsidiaries are listed in the stock market. Tata Motor is having different share price, Tata Steel is having different share price, Tata Chemical is having different share price. Tata Motor is going to publish their financial statement individually, independently. Tata Motor is going to publish their financial statement individually, independently. Tata Chemical is also doing the same thing, right? If any kind of performance issues are there in terms of Tata Motor, then it is going to have impact on their share prices, right? Tata Steel and Tata Chemical will have almost like least impact, we can say, right? So based on the subsidiary, we are going to set up this company code and all, and group company is going to be set up as a company, that I already explained. So now here company code is going to be assigned with the company. How to assign this? OX16 is the transaction code by which we are going to assign this. So here click on position, and then what is your company code, guys? TM00. So here I'm going to assign. Now what is your company here, guys? So I said like our company is TTZRP. If you are able to remember, it's okay, and if you've forgotten, then what you have to do, you need to click on this drop down box, small, look at here, square shape. You need to click here. So even you can find out, you can search out, let's suppose multiple companies are there here, right? So you just need to click on here, and then you give, okay, so now here you can give your code. Now the problem is, let's suppose you already forgotten your code, right? So if you forgotten your code, in that case you just do one thing, click on find button, and here I'm going to give Tata Group and press enter. Now look at here, Tata Group, somebody has already created, but this is not our company, right? So click on find next, click on find next. This is also not our, click on find next, click on find next. This is also not our is Tata Group, TTGRP, right? So here, this is a practice server, guys. So you'll be having multiple people have set up their own, but to say this one, so series and all, right? So anyway, now here Tata Group we have assigned, save it. Now what next? The next one is called, we have to define business area. Now we have to define business area, manufacturing unit and service unit. So how to define, guys? So for that, now one more thing I have to explain. One more thing I have to explain. Now let's suppose we are in one screen, right? So this is called like define assignment company code, right? So from here, if you want to go to, from one screen to other screen, if you have to jump from one screen to other screen, always you have to give /n followed by your transaction code. Let's suppose OX03 if I'm saying, so for defining business area, so always use /n plus transaction code. Okay, press enter. So look at here, from assignment I came to business area. From here, if I have to go to like assign company to company code, right? So /n OX16. If you give simple transaction code like only OX02, OX03, nothing will happen. Okay. So OX03 is going to work out only if you come on the home screen here. If you come on this home screen, and from here onwards, if you use OX03, then system is going to take you. Again, if I'm going to use OX16, let's suppose system will not. So again, you have to come on the home screen. So how to come on home screen, guys? Shortcut key is there, /n, right? Then we came on home screen, and from here now you are going to go for OX16 or OX02, whatever it is. So now from one screen to other screen, already we are in one screen, and from here if you have to go to other screen, then you have to use /n followed by transaction code. Hope you are able to understand the logic. So click on inventory. Here business area. So first of all, 4-digit code we are going to give. Okay, TMAN. And here I'll give a descriptions. And again, service also is there. So I'm going to give, this is the 4-digit code, and here service business area. Okay, it is already, somebody has already created service business area. So I'm going to do one thing. I will just do one thing, guys. Give like this and delete this one. I'm going to use TSRV itself. Just save it. So now here TMAN and TSRV, right here, that already created by somebody. If you want to like TSRV, it is already created, right? Service business area, and then we have set up manufacturing also, TMAN. So these two business area we are going to use. Now there will be a question in your mind like, okay, this is set up by somebody, how can we use? I'll tell you guys, business area is a client level setting. So if you set up the business area, now no need to assign. There is assignment is also not required with the company code, and any business area can be used by any company code. Okay, so I know that this has created lots of confusion. Again, multiple question will be there in your mind, guys, but don't worry. Right now, it is not possible to explain. Okay, in the upcoming session, in the next video, there will be a topic. I'll explain one. What to say? There'll be I'll what to say? Record another session on the topic called like uh, I said like this is a client level setting. So what is the difference between company code level setting and client level setting? Once you are able to understand, then you will be able to understand this logic, guys. Okay, so once again, I'll repeat, as I told you that it is not possible to explain each and everything in the single session itself, right? So right now, for the time being, you just set up your business area. I have set up two. Now, if you are going to set up your business area in the same server, better to give different code. Why? Because whatever I have set up, you cannot do the same. These codes are already existing. Now here, why we are giving this 4-digit code or 3-digit code or 6-digit code, guys? One side we are giving descriptions also. So here the thing is, if you post a transactions, let me show you one screen. Okay, FB, let's suppose 50. This is an screen. So here system is asking that this transaction, whatever you are going to post, that belongs to which company code? It means which subsidiary, isn't it? So instead of, it's not like if Tata Motor name is, let's suppose 50 character name is there, are we going to give all these 50 characters? It's going to take time. So instead of that, simply we are going to give this code, company code TM00, and press enter. System will be able to understand, yes, this transaction is going to be posted for Tata Motor New Delhi. Look at here. This is why small codes are going to be given. So in SAP, what is happening, guys? For every configurations, we are going to give a particular code. But don't be confused, guys. This code has nothing to do with the technical coding and all. Some people will have some kind of confusions that this SAP is the part of IT. So what about this codings and all? Because I don't know the codings. I'll tell you guys, those codings are different. That is going to be done by technical people and all. You guys are going to, for our whatever this our code is there, this is pretty simple to understand. TM00 means what? Tata Motor. This is our company code. Let's suppose likewise Tata Steel is there, right? So you can have like TS00 we are going to set up later. If you have to do the practice, even like let's suppose if you are going to do the practice, you can also create your own company code. You can also create your own company code, and further like business area, and in even in upcoming sessions I'm going to show you guys how to set up posting period, field status, uh, multiple other configurations also are there, guys. So with details, in details I'm going to explain those things. Okay, so now here what we have done, we have defined the company, we have defined the company code, we have defined business area as well. Plant is not going to be defined by us right now. Generally it is going to be defined by consultant, but later in upcoming sessions we'll define plant also. Why? Because there will be a topic called integrations. Okay, so in the integrations part, what will happen, guys? We have to define this plants also. Okay, plant is also going to be defined. That is going to be defined by us only. So at that point of time, you guys will be, I'll explain the logic behind that. Okay, so here what we have done, guys, we have done with the settings of our enterprise structure. Enterprise structure we have done. Now what next? The next one is called basic settings. So in basic setting also multiple configurations are there that we have to do, and then after we have to go for GL settings. Okay, and once we do the GL settings and all, then after we will be able to post some transactions, and once the transaction is getting posted, guys, then lots of things are going to be cleared over there. Because again I'll explain, I'm going to correlate all these things over there. Okay, so that's what I'm saying, that might be in first sessions, second sessions, still some confusion will be there, or like you'll be having some more question in your mind. So here the major problem is with the tutorial videos and all, because here you're watching the video, and if you're having any question and all, you cannot ask here, right? If you have whatever questions are there, you cannot ask, right? And even if you're having any question and all, let's suppose whom you're going to ask, who is going to reply these things, and right, you're just watching the video simply. So that is why like people suggest like better if you're going with the live training and all, that is better. But anyway, I'm trying to explain each and everything in the easiest way so that you guys will be having perfect understanding. So this is all about the enterprise structure configuration part, guys. In next session, I'm going to explain about basic settings. So that's all in this session, guys.